Open your ears and lube up your butthole. It's time for the What Do We Call It podcast. Now, here's your host. It's Jmann. Welcome to the What Do We Call It podcast. I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
The wife and I, we took little E to a concert on Monday night. It was her first ever concert. It was something that was very important to me because obviously her dad is a shithead and he's never around and never does any fun stuff with her. Mm-hmm. And also because she totally geeks out for the act we went to go see.
What act did you go see?
Are you familiar with Froggy Fresh?
No, but it doesn't sound like child programming or children's stuff.
He's an adult rapper who all of his songs kind of tell a story, like a timeline. Mm-hmm. That's supposed to be a kid growing up.
Those are rap songs I think I could listen to.
They're catchy.
Maybe.
He doesn't swear.
That's good.
I heard his name from somebody else, looked him up and went, holy shit, I love this. And then about a month later, the kids got introduced to it by me, and most of them liked it, but she fucking went gaga for this.
Huh.
So he's like 28 or 29, and in his videos, he's like mid-teens in the 90s. Mm-hmm. So anyways, when they first announced the show, I was like, because I wanted to go. And then she's like, I want to go. And I'm like, sorry, it says 18 plus. So she couldn't.
Yeah.
And that was like 3 weeks before the show. And then just about 5-6 days prior, I see something on Facebook that says, under 18 allowed with parent or guardian. I went, oh, fuck.
Oh, really?
But I didn't tell her.
Yeah, you want a surprise. That's a hell of a surprise for a kid.
Well, that, and I also wanted to confirm the details before I got her hopes up again for nothing again.
Yeah. Heartbroken look on a little girl's face is terrible.
Anyway, so I called down to First Avenue, whose 7th Street entry is where they're having it. It's like a side club next to the actual club. There's a door in between a bunch of those painted-on stars on the side of First Avenue in Minneapolis. Okay. And I had never been in there, but it's like a 150-person capacity club. And when I called down, I asked about it, and this guy said, well, you gotta have ID or show proof of relation.
I don't get it.
I'm like, well, how am I going to do that? I'm her stepdad. Her mom and I just got married last July, and she doesn't have my last name. And her real dad's a piece of shit.
That'd be really hard to try to prove.
He's like, well, if like you have like a medical insurance card for her, I'm like, okay, but I don't pay her medical insurance. Her real dad's a shitbag who doesn't pay his child support. So she's on the state teat. It's like, well, I don't know, man. You got to show proof of relation. That's all they said to me. I'm like, fuck. So I got this idea, and I tweeted at Froggy Fresh. Mm-hmm. And that was on Friday. Answered me Saturday and said, here's the email for my booking agent. Like his touring manager.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
I emailed that guy, and I wrote this fucking 3-paragraph long thing explaining the situation. And he just replies back to me with, right on, I'll vouch, I think we can get this done.
Okay.
The day before the show, I have the wife call down. And some lady's like, well, if he's not directly related, and you being married doesn't make him a legal guardian, so you would have to come. She's like, I can't just come down and buy the ticket. She's like, no, you'd have to stay for the show. Day of the show, I have her call again to tell them that I contacted the booking manager. And the lady on the phone is kind of being a see you next Tuesday. She's like, well, I talked to you yesterday, and I already told you that you have to prove relation, so you'll have to come to the show. It doesn't matter. The talent doesn't have any say in this.
Ah, you bitch.
So now I'm getting really nervous. I could have bought tickets online ahead of time, but I didn't want to do it and then get to the club and be like totally fucked over.
It's like, well, and you just stand right here. Don't talk to strangers. I'll be back in a couple hours.
Right. And
here's a 20.
Yeah, so we went down there with her birth certificate.
Okay.
Which obviously has her mom's name on it, and her mom's got her photo ID. And we're waiting in line, and she doesn't know what's going on. Technically. She might have some idea. Mm-hmm. And then she figures it out, and she's kind of excited, but not that kind of excited that I was hoping for. At least not verbally.
giddy and can't sit still or stand in one spot for very long, like bouncing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping for Ralphie when he fucking sees that last package behind the tree and realizes it's probably that Red Ryder BB gun he wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what I got was when he unwraps the full body bunny suit footy pajamas.
That's right. They're like, what the hell?
And as we're standing there, they open the door finally. We start filing in. He's like, everybody with a minor, come here, I gotta talk to you. All they did was just say, by buying the ticket, you're just saying we're not liable and you're taking responsibility for them not getting booze. It's a legal thing. And I'm just like, are you shitting me? That's it?
Surprise, motherfucker.
All that shit for them just to do that.
I could have bought the tickets in advance and saved $9.
You know how many customers they lost by doing that?
Probably.
I bet you a lot of people would want to take their kids to that. Some kids are just into that kind of thing.
There was like 5 or 6 kids, roughly her age, around 8.
I wonder if Bubba or Drama would be into that.
They might not even know who it is. Hold
They
on.
might not have heard of it, yeah. It's called Froggy Fresh?
Froggy Fresh.
Okay.
And I encourage everyone to check them out. Anyway, we're in there, and there's an opening act, and I don't know who Murph is. I thought it was another rapper. Apparently, he's warning the parents there's going to be a mosh pit.
Holy shit!
Because this opening act is a 6-man punk band with 2 drummers
Oh,
from
okay.
around here.
All right.
And once they finally got to playing music, like, we waited forever. And Froggy Fresh even fucking went into the bathroom when we saw him. It's a 1-man bathroom. I said, get your ass over there and go wait by the door when he comes out. Say hi. Meet him. I'm sure he'll give you a high five or something. She didn't do it.
Well, she's scared. She's never been to a thing like that before.
Ridiculous. He's 5'4".
Wow.
He's little. And she's, 8. So she's almost the same height.
Yeah.
So Murph goes on. And they are immediately annoying as fuck before they've even played a note. The bassist is standing in the front, and he's got this dirty goddamn mustache, and he's wearing a winter hat from, like, the 80s. And he just looks dirty as fuck. They all look homeless. The singer's standing there in a Total Request Live MTV tank top, and he just looks like the human...
They still have that on MTV?
No.
I was going to say, didn't they stop playing music a long time ago?
Virtually, yes, all the way, pretty much. Anyway, he looks like the human embodiment of the hepatitis virus. And they start playing. It's punk. It's hardcore. I like it until the singer opens his mouth.
Can't sing worth shit, huh?
It's just screechy yelling. No, that I would accept. Because that's like Cookie Monster screaming. I'm like, you
really?
fucking sound like a girl on her period.
So they sound nothing like Lamb of God or anything like that.
Well, no, because that's heavy metal.
Well, you know what I mean? Like the singing of Lamb of God.
Yeah, he is nowhere near the range of Randy Blythe. I mean, maybe if he applied himself. Either way, he's this dirty little shitbag. They all look homeless. They can't be more than 23 at the most, any of them. And I'd be embarrassed if any single member of that band was my fucking kid. Yeah. And he starts climbing the rigging in the ceiling above the stage and swinging from it, which is making the guy that explained the fucking thing about the concert to the parents about the minors really nervous. I'm pretty sure he was managing that night. Then he's trying to open a beer and he can't, and it takes forever. It takes him 3 songs to open this big fucking beer.
Was it not a twist top or something?
I don't know.
Can someone give me a bottle opener?
Yeah, so a guy from the club opens the fucking thing for him. What does he do? He immediately starts drinking it and spitting it on the crowd and spraying it all over.
That's an asshole.
And he got kids. And he got my kid. And I immediately went into, I'm about to commit a fucking murder mode. I just wanted to, I literally came inches from just saying fuck it and going up on stage, which probably would have been acceptable for a few seconds with their crowd.
It would have been just enough time for you to do something.
Just enough time for me to walk up, punch him in the throat, throw him in the crowd, and start stomping on the back of his fucking head. Like, this guy will probably never hear this, but if you are the singer of local Minneapolis band Murph, I just want you to know, you sprayed and spit beer on my 8-year-old, and I contemplated killing you in front of an audience of 100 people. I was so angry I wanted to assault you to the point where you would spend weeks at HCMC.
And when you're done with that, you kick a hole in their bass drums.
You skeevy motherfucker. And then I went and he had like flung ticker tape or something up and it was hanging from something on the ceiling. So I went to the bathroom and washed my hands to get the fucking beer off my, like, fucking streamers.
Oh, okay.
You know, paper mache.
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom and wash my hands and my forearms, and I come back and I rip it down off the ceiling, and people are looking at me. I go and I wipe up the beer off the ledge by where we're at. And then I promptly walk up to the stage and flip him the double bird from about 1.5 feet away, but he's too into himself right now to even notice it.
They love me. Look at that. He says I'm number one.
Yeah, fucking retard. And thank God they only played for a half an hour. I kind of hope that he falls down a mine shaft into a pile of AIDS needles, as far as I'm concerned. Fucking cunt.
Jesus Christ. See, that's my problem with going to local places and listening to talent, because you're stuck listening to somebody you're not going to like.
Dude, I could have been fine with it because they have a gimmick. Their band name Murph is based off of the character of Alex Murphy from RoboCop.
Okay.
And they honestly are completely a RoboCop tribute band.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
I'm not sure how something like that works. What do they do? Play the music from the movie?
No, they play songs inspired by the movie.
Like, can you give me an example? I'm just curious.
Well, do you remember the phrase, I'd buy that for $1?
Yeah.
They have a song called I'd Buy That for $1.
And was it good?
It's their most popular song.
Oh
as they were playing, I realized, oh my God, I've heard this before. I actually dig this song.
Did they have chicks on the stage with big boobs rubbing a guy with glasses?
Nope.
See, now if they had done that, I could respect that.
I'd buy that for $1.
Anyways, so had he not spat beer on my kid, I could have forgiven his inability to actually sing. But unfortunately, I'm very protective of my children to the point of almost psychotic levels of violence at the drop of a hat. Mm-hmm. It's just kind of who I am.
You're very don't fuck with my children kind of person.
I'm a very almost dangerous hair-triggered temper kind of person, and it takes me a lot to keep it in check sometimes. I have mastered the art of talking myself out of things because I don't care. As a kid, I would just fucking fight. People wanted to fight, I'd fight. Fuck it, I don't care.
How many times did we fight?
Two or three.
Wasn't a lot, but I mean, it's just like out of the blue, like we fucking hate each other.
Yeah. So finally, Froggy Fresh comes on.
Yay, Froggy!
Yeah, and she's kind of into it, and she's kneeling up on a stool to see, because we're in the back along a ledge. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, let's go up front. You can go up front. No.
Don't you hate it when kids do that? You're like, you think they'd be excited, and it's just like, I'm not going up there.
There were other kids that were up
I'm
there.
not doing that.
All the other kids were gladly welcomed right to the front up against the stage by all the adults that realized he appeals to children and has a lot of young fans.
Can I ask a question? Well, like, what was the age range of the children? Because we know E is
8.
8 years old.
Probably.
Was she the youngest, do you think?
Probably 7 to 12.
Okay. That's not a bad range.
3 songs in, she wants to go up to the stage. And we did.
Yay.
But she wouldn't stand right between these 2 chicks, as I'm telling her to. I'm like, just fucking move over and stand there. They'll let you. And she's like, no. So I pick her up around the midsection, and I'm holding her up against my body. Mm-hmm. For a long fucking time. I'm basically power flexing as I hold 40-some pounds of stepdaughter and switching arms every so often. And this went on for a half an hour.
You're lucky your 8-year-old's 40 pounds. Mine's very heavy.
Yeah. So finally, this chick that's dancing in this tank top and shorts and clearly isn't wearing a bra.
Yeah.
Right. So I tap her on the shoulder and she looks at me and I point down at the kid and go, huh? And she's like, yeah, come on. Anyway, rest of the show, we're right there up front. She's having a great time. It was an excellent show. Just the fact that Froggy Fresh immediately got back to me on Twitter almost, like the same day. And then hooked me up with the email for his touring manager, Phil. Yeah,
that was nice of him to go and do all that. I mean, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
He's a fucking cool dude. He's a really fucking cool dude. And honestly, I mean, he's got like 86 million views on YouTube for all his videos. He's got like 55 videos. He's got probably more than 86 million now.
I'm going to show some of those to my kids. Maybe some of them would like them.
I'm sure they would.
If they're positive message songs about adolescence, right? Something like that. What
It's just about stuff that, like, fake crimes that go on. And he's got characters. There's him and his best friend, Moneymaker Mike. And there's these two bullies in the neighborhood, Big Blue. And then the worst bully is James. And James is always playing the villain and getting into these weird contrived villainous plots, like stealing bikes or selling this new drug called Fun Trip.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
all right, not
cartoony.
quite what I thought it was.
Yeah, he's not fucking teaching your multiplication table.
I didn't think something like that, but it's just like overcoming adversity. I don't know.
That would be basically what is the subject matter of his preview video on the channel, which is the song "Dunked On."
Why James crying? 'Cause he just got dunked on. I ain't even lying. Yo, he just got dunked on.
It's about a 2-on-2 game of pickup basketball between Froggy Fresh and Moneymaker Mike against Big Blue and James.
Yeah, but if you think if you brought your stepdaughter there, maybe my kids would like it.
I did it because I know I forever have brownie points. No matter how much she might hate me someday, she can always say, my stepdad took me to my first concert to Froggy Fresh. She might say, well, Mom was with, but, the wife is like, your stepdad's the one who set this up. He is the one that decided you were going to go. I only went with because I had to. This was for you from him. So, yes, his tour, I think, is almost over. And his music's all over iTunes, and his videos are all over YouTube. So I cannot say enough good things about Froggy Fresh, a.k.a. Tyler Cassidy. He's a real cool fucking cat.
That's very uplifting.
And a damn fine lyricist.
All right.
Interact with the show on Twitter at What Do We Call It. That is at What Do We Call It. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/group/What Do We Call It podcast show. For the What Do We Call It podcast, I'm Jmann.
And I'm number one fan, Tim.
And that's the end.